I figured I would put that there because there was boobs.
Well, I mean,
Yours, mine, and hers.
well, if you notice, it's very subtle, but both of us were looking down, even though we were above her picture-wise, but we were
Yeah,
oh.
we were. And I think she knew it, and she didn't care.
Yeah,
She didn't care. Welcome to the Ron Perti Show, everybody. This is the second episode of 2024.
Crazy.
And Nate was here before I was.
Yeah, I was on time, folks. Let that be known for the record.
Yes, write that down. Write that down. We want everyone to know that Nate was here early, and I didn't have to try and explain away him not being here with this.
My baby.
Don't worry, ma'am. I'll save your baby.
Truth be told, he never saved the baby.
No.
He kind of like he touched the baby and it was too hot and he dropped. He's like, "Fuck this!" and he took off running, and he went to go testify at a steroids trial instead.
I do that at least once a week.
Well, I mean, how can it's how can you not? Yeah, exactly. See, look at them. Look at the fucking guns on this guy.
This ain't fat. It's muscle fat.
I'm just big boned. You don't have a bone in your stomach. No, but I got one in my pit. Never mind. Anyway, so let's get into the program. We got a lot of stuff to go over here. We're gonna do the state of the show real quick, and then I'm going to talk about the Beaver Dam Heroin Club, and then I'm going to explain why you should never drink Brett Favre wine in front of people.
Oh,
yeah, because that was bad. But that all depends on how much time we have left after the Beaver Dam Heroin Club story. But so the state of the show, let's get right into it. It's no longer going to be available as an audio podcast because a couple of reasons. One, I'm the king of late night TV. I'm not the king of podcasts. I'm never going to catch up to Marin.
No.
And I'm not nearly as neurotic. And I don't have nearly as many cats. Okay.
And we limit our show to at least an hour.
Yeah, at least an hour. And the first half of it isn't all ads.
Yet.
Hey, folks.
This show is sponsored to you by Popcorner.
So, exactly.
Cinnamon crunchy popcorner. There's only 5 ingredients. It's healthy for you fatties.
And I actually had the white cheddar ones. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
But so we're sticking to just on YouTube and on Twitch. Obviously, it's available to watch afterwards on YouTube and Twitch, but it stays up on YouTube after a while. It leaves on Twitch, and I just felt like there was too much work being put into putting out an audio version for the lack of response.
Yeah.
Because there was one person who would listen to the episode. And it's like, oh,
thanks, Mom.
No, your mom, unless they got YouTube and Spotify up in the afterworld. But so we're sticking with just this.
Yeah.
What you're seeing now, Tuesday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern, is Your Lounge Lizard at War. Ron is we're just doing the show. It's Destination TV again. So it's that's that, and then I'm going to be making some changes in the coming week to what this all looks like. I didn't have time.
I thought you were going to get rid of me. I thought that was
no. That's later after you decide that you're going to try and do like 3 different TV shows on Fox and they all fail. But
I am the Andy Richter.
That's right. You're the Timu Andy Richter. But no, I'm going to be like switching things around and making it look more. I didn't have time today because I was watching Twitch streams and I was watching The Simpsons for the 3rd time now, and just kind of having one of those days. So I didn't really get a chance to fix anything. But so I'll be getting to that soon. And that's about it when it comes to state of the show. Nothing bad's going on. It's all upward and onward from this point.
In a different direction for the better.
Yeah, for the better. Exactly.
The Robert Key Show, sponsored by marijuana. What brand? Doesn't matter. Whenever you buy marijuana, you just think of the Robert D. Show.
That because it's the only way you can get through it.
Not at all. Yes.
No, I'm really shocked that Wisconsin hasn't made it legal.
It's funny that two people on this podcast or this TV show, this late
That's
night
right.
TV show, is one from Idaho, one from Wisconsin.
Both states
Both
are
states.
illegal,
Yeah.
and that's the only thing that'll get you through the show.
No. It
Yeah,
gets
you
me
need
for life.
heroin.
Straight black tar heroin into the neck. That's what gets me going. Forget Starbucks.
That's right. I was actually told I have a really good vein in my leg. I'm like, well, that's where I'm going to start shooting up. You'll get that shit in there, and nobody will see the track marks on my arm. So let's talk a little bit about the Beaver Dam Heroin Club.
Yeah. Let's do that.
I'm in Racine. Beaver Dam is like a good 2 hours away, plus maybe. All right. It's not Brown Deer, it's Beaver Dam. And I was talking to, this is years ago. I still had my Volkswagen. So we're talking, like 7-8 years ago at this point.
What are you, Louis Anderson? Having a
what's that?
What are you, Louis Anderson? Having a station wagon?
Yes.
Did it have like the wood?
No, this was a nice
black
Volkswagen. It had a spoiler on the back, and it was bright cherry red, and it was awesome. And I was talking to this woman. I met on an app when apps were still kind of not that big of a thing. Now it's everybody's got a fucking app for everything. Do you like having your left testicle massaged? Well, download leftnutapp.com. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm talking. Okay, go ahead. And so I'm talking to her, and she's like, "Hey, I really need your help." And I'm like, "What's going on?" And she's like, "My ex is taking my kids." I'm like, "So what do I do? I'm not a lawyer."
Yeah.
What? And so she's like, "I just need you to give me a ride somewhere." I'm like, "Okay, fine." So she lived in South Milwaukee, like right after you get into South Milwaukee, which is maybe 15 minutes from my house. Not that bad. And I get there, and I get her, and we go to a gas station real quick, and she's like, "Can you take me up to Beaver Dam?" Because that's where my ex's parents have my kids. I'm like, wow. I mean, okay, and she goes, this is the best part. She's like, "I'll suck your dick." I'm like, "You don't have to suck my dick." No, here. And she grabbed, like, I have a habit in my vehicle, not now, but back then, to leave empty big gulp containers, like the big gulp. Because what do I look like? A fucking, like a little tiny person? Fuck no, I'm getting a big one. Yeah. Leaving them in the car when I'm done with them instead of throwing them out. So what I did is I had the one in the yeah, whatever you want to call it. And she goes, "Here, I'll even take this, and I can drink this and spit it out afterwards." And she's like, "Wait a minute, why don't you have anything left in this?" It's like, because when I buy a soda, I fucking drink it. Why do I not have anything left in there? What the fuck? What do you need a straw for to suck my dick? What are you trying to say? So I tell her, "No, you don't have to." And then as we're driving up there, okay, we're like,
let me just back up just a second. So basically, what I gather is you're gonna go kidnap her kids back away from
she never said that.
But she offered a blowjob beforehand.
I mean, in retrospect, yeah, I guess that's what was happening. So we're on the highway, and I hate driving on the interstate. I hate it.
Yeah.
And we're on the interstate driving up. And as we're driving, she's like, "Yeah, we're about maybe halfway, 3/4 of the way there." And she goes, I don't know why he took my kids from me." I'm like, "Huh? What do you mean?" "Oh, because, I mean, just because I was in rehab for heroin, and he took my kids from me."
Yeah, because that's a great environment.
So I drove almost all the way to Beaver Dam And then I find out something that I should have been told yet earlier or yesterday, depending, you know. And I'm all for people getting a second chance. That's not what pissed me off, you know. What pissed me off is the fact she didn't tell me that's why she didn't have her kids. Okay, so she's and I should have picked up on it, and it started to like 1 and 1 was started becoming 2 when she's like, "I'll suck your dick." It's like, "Oh, you probably done this quite a bit then, haven't you, to get your fix?" But so we get up there, and Beaver Dam is a frightening fucking area. Because here's the thing: is people are always saying, "Oh, well, the hood is horrifying," and you get scared of it. It doesn't scare me. I grew up in the hood, right? And none of that scares me. Now, when you go to an area where the next house over is like a quarter of a mile in any direction, that's when I get scared. Because they could shoot you and bury you, and nobody would know.
Yeah,
you know. So she's like, we pull up, there's no lights on. I'm like, okay, I guess they're not home. We got to go. And she's like, no, hold on. I'm going to go knock. I'm like, you just stay here. And she wanted me to come up the stairs with her. I'm like, no, I am not getting anywhere near that fucking house. So I stood outside my my car and, just whatever, just hanging out. And then she busts in the door.
Wow.
And then the lights go on and we hear the commotion. Turns out they were home. They were just in the other part of the house and they were doing what a normal person does and turning off the electricity in the room that they're not in.
Yeah, besides, I mean, you break it in. You're the comic relief of this horror movie.
I
Who
am.
dies first? The comic
Me.
relief. Yeah.
Me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so her ex's dad comes out and is all like, who the fuck are you? I'm like, hey man, I just drove her. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I was playing dumb and it was easy because I was to the whole situation.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on. So they were arguing back and forth and they're like, you better get the fuck out of here or we're calling the cops, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm out. I won't even I'm just leaving. Good night, nurse. I'm out. And then finally she hopped in the car and then I had to stop at a gas station because this is when gas was like $3.50 a gallon or something. And I'm driving up to fucking, even though Volkswagens have a really good gas mileage, this was not, and she's going up to people asking for cigarettes at other pumps. So of course, yes, I'm dealing with a heroin addict. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then I drop her off. I don't even make sure she gets in the house. When I get to her house, I drop her off and I'm out. Like, fuck it. If the oh my god, I think I slept too much today. If the Caledonia cops want to pull me over for speeding, I'll tell them I'm running from a heroin addict, and here's her address. I'll totally narc.
It just, I mean, I just feel sorry for the kids in this situation.
No, because they were with their grandparents, who obviously cared about them.
Yeah.
And then the dad must have been at work or something. I don't know, but that they took control over custody of the kids. It's not a bad thing.
I'm just saying it still sucks having your mom do this to them,
just like showing up out of nowhere and acting a fucking fool.
And I'm sure the grandparents told them a different story, like your mom is visiting family, probably come up with a little white fib just to put them at ease. Then all of a sudden,
your mom's not on heroin; she's on morphine.
Morphine. She took two extra aspirins.
Yeah, she really loves ibuprofen.
She's napping right now.
Yeah, she is. But it was, yes, Jeff, it was a very wild story. You missed the state of the show. I don't know if you saw that or not, but you can always go back and watch it. Not listen to it, watch it, because we're a TV show. We're not a podcast.
I'm going to try and dress up more, like a little bit more myself.
Oh, like, so me and my Jim Hopper from Stranger Things attire here? Like I'm channeling David Harbour?
Yeah. I mean, you're like, I think, so there's this, I like formulaic TVs. There, I said it. So I've been also watching Hawaii Five-0, the new one.
Oh.
And the doctor, the person that cuts up the body and finds how
the medical examiner.
Yeah, medical examiner. He was also in Heroes. Pretty good show as well. But
yes, who was he in Heroes?
The short fat Asian dude that can travel through speed up time or control time.
Hero.
Yeah, Hero. And so
whose dad was George Takei.
So every Halloween, really?
In the show, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I thought it was
real life.
Real
No,
life.
George Takei enjoys loads in his mouth, not putting them into a vagina.
Oh my!
Oh my!
So he, for every Halloween episode, dresses up as a character of a Keanu Reeves movie character. And the last one was with him as in Dangerous Liaisons way back in the day, like his first role.
Oh Jesus, that's just. And I'll enjoy formulaic TV shows too. Like I was a big fan of SVU for a while.
Yeah.
Mainly because Mariska Hargitay is hot as fuck,
yeah.
and her mom blessed her with 2 things that we all need to pay attention to. Mm-hmm. And
balls. We're talking about balls here.
We're talking about testicles. And that was and we're not even going to get into the Cat Williams situation because that thing is a whole fucking mess.
It's being talked about enough already.
Yeah, and it's a whole fucking mess.
He said a lot of shit. People are responding. It's going to take a couple days to figure out, just like the news. We're going to figure out from other news sources the actual truth. Blah blah blah. We're going to piece them together. We'll have the full story. And some people are going to be upset. Some people are going to be happy that he even mentioned his name. So
I'll be honest with you right now, as it stands right now, I kind of believe him.
Yeah.
I don't, because it's just weird. But anyway. So what were we talking about? Oh, formulaic shows. Mariska Hargitay and being hot as fuck. She is hot. I don't care.
Yeah.
And I used to watch that. Now I'm mainly like Simpsons, and if I get sick of the Simpsons, which is very rare, because I've just gone through 70 episodes or 70 seasons technically.
I just see you in a padded room one of these days, like
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like do. I'll watch Trailer Park Boys from beginning to end.
All right.
Which, while it has like 10, 11 seasons and stuff, it doesn't last as long because there's not as many episodes.
I find that you miss a lot, just like the Simpsons. You miss a lot, like little nuances, and then you watch it again, like, oh, that's even better. Like,
yeah. So yeah, that's what's been going on with me, but yeah, formulaic TV. I don't know. My whole brain is just kind of fucked up. There's some stuff going on I don't want to talk about on the air right now, but you know what it is. Yeah. I tell my people, my only person that works with me on the show. But yeah, so that's kind of been bugging me, and I'm living on. Have you ever had a panic attack?
A few times.
Okay, you know what it feels like just before it happens?
Yeah.
Okay, I've been living at that point since Friday. Where it's just, but it's happened a couple times, but it's kind of like I'm living right there on the edge. You know what I mean? And then I'll start breathing, and I'll do the thing where you name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, that whole thing. Hey, it works, man. I don't care what anybody says. It fucking works. But so I've been kind of living on that right now, which is kind of shitty. But
I did write a bit. It's a brand new bit, so I'm gonna air it right now.
He wrote it right this second.
Well, I wrote it 2 days ago, but haven't really put it on anything.
But this is almost like having it trademarked through the fucking copyright office, because this is up, and it's like if anybody uses this. Like I remember. Well, we'll talk about it after you tell your joke. Go ahead.
Yeah. So have you ever had one of those days where you're just nervous and anxious, and you're sweating, and the walls are caving in, and you don't know how to escape, and they just get closer and closer and closer, and you're just if you're going to survive the night or survive the world or survive whatever is happening, and then the edible reminds you that you took an edible. Then you just relax for just a moment in time that you can continue with the interview.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, I'm not gonna get the job. Okay, I'll just see myself out.
That was the ridiculous version of it's all just a ride.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, there is. And I get it. I have moments like afterwards. I think to myself, why did I work myself up for that? Once you get past the
Yeah.
light at the end of the tunnel or whatever analogy you want to use, and you're like, why? Because it happens. Because we're human. We have feelings, and once those feelings are disrupted by something new with a new feeling, some people just can't handle it right away.
Right.
It's going to take some time to think about it.
Well, a lot of it
And
is, I also think that if you suffer from depression and anxiety, when you have something else comes in that shouldn't be that big of a deal, that you should just kind of be like, say, okay, this happened, let me move on. Your depression and your anxiety are like, well, we'd like to hang out with your problem for a while and throw your entire world into fucking upheaval.
because there's a few other things you should worry about too.
Exactly. Hey,
It's
let's worry
more. It's
about
more.
this that has nothing to do with anything, you know? But no, we were talking about, like a record of jokes. And I remember I was on Facebook, this is years ago, and I wrote the joke, Frank Sinatra, when he was buried with a pack of Camels and a bottle of Jack Daniels. When I die, I want to be buried with some Hot Pockets. And I think you probably might have heard me do that at Rounding Third a couple times.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, remember the host of Rounding Third?
Andy Bolton.
He used the joke. So he's no better than fucking Carlos Mencia.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, he did say, "Hey, look, I did it and it worked for me. Can I pay you for it?" Like,
so he turned into a Robin Williams.
Yes. Yes. And I love how Robin was so fucking high all the time. He's like, "Yeah, I probably did rip you off and I don't even remember it, so here's some money."
Yeah.
Yeah, so he paid me for it, and that was right around the time I stopped doing jokes. I was just writing like one-liners, like almost monologue jokes. I was trying to get in right for Conan, and yeah.
Yeah, and that's why you kind of have to find your voice, like Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah.
Like his jokes, you write them on a piece of paper, it looks like a 3-year-old wrote it, but the way he says it, you can't take that. You can't make that your own.
Right.
But if you do, it's horrible.
Yeah. No, Mitch Hedberg, nobody can do a Mitch Hedberg bit. Nobody can do a Bill Hicks bit. It's really, really, really hard to do a Richard Pryor bit.
Yeah.
It's doable, but it's like the things he talked about, people are gonna know it's not you.
Yeah.
And
like so there's a category of female comics like Sarah Silverman, Nikki Glazer, Whitney Cummings. I think with those, they each have their own voice,
right,
but they kind of have the same style.
right.
And it's even hard to duplicate that, especially when the younger and upper coming female comics who try to emulate them, but they don't. They have the shock value, they have the dirtiness, but they don't have the humor yet.
And the nuance. Yeah, there's a lot of nuance in their stuff too. And that's the thing is like, I was talking to cousin Colin, who comes in here all the time. And Joe Rogan apparently thinks that everybody should try stand-up. No. Not everybody should try stand-up. It's not for everybody. Like I watched Michelle Wolf do a bit about how she was on the Epstein list. And it's like, what? And she says, look, if I wanted to, and at the end and her punchline to it, the punch for it was, if I wanted to fuck kids, I would have become a teacher. And I said, now see, here's where being a guy works out better for that punch. Because as a guy, you can say, if I wanted to fuck kids, I'd become a priest.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, granted, it's, and yeah, Colin, jokes are corny, Dangerfield's jokes are corny as fuck, but it's all in delivery.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know how to deliver stuff. And I realized that I couldn't, I mean, I tried stand up and I enjoyed doing stand up, but I just couldn't dedicate as much time as I wanted to the craft. So I ended up doing this shitty show.
Yeah, but you still kind of somewhat with anything that you do. If you really want to do it well, you gotta eat, sleep, drink it,
Yeah.
no
I
matter what it
remember
is.
I used to have a Ron Pertie Show shirt, and the entire front of it just said the Ron Pertie Show, really big. And I was at the grocery store once, and some guy's like, "Who's Ron Purdy?" And I'm like, I don't know who you are, and you're frightening me. And I see you pick out of the garbage, so you get the fuck away from me, pal. That's just
Embrace your fans, Ron.
he was not a fan. He was a weirdo.
Not yet, not yet.
I don't think he owned a phone, let alone a computer to watch my shit.
That doesn't matter. You'd say it's Ron Bertie. You know him, and he'll probably go, yeah, I know him. Yeah, that's me. You're a fan, right? Yeah. And so he's gonna tell all his bum friends. They're gonna
and then I'm gonna be able. I'm gonna have a big ass my fan base is gonna be people who can't watch the show.
You're gonna be the homeless whisperer.
I'm the bum whisperer. Yeah, exactly. Can we have a crossover with the Ghost Whisperer, and I can hang out with Jennifer Love Huge Tits? I mean Hewitt. Sorry,
Hewitt. Well, no, it's Hewitt. She's a lady.
Sure. Yes, she's a lady. Whoa. Sorry, but there you go, YouTube. You get 30 seconds, and then I can. But yeah, no, it's tough to be a comedian nowadays, and it's not because of woke culture. It's because everybody is trying to do it, and everybody is ripping everybody else off. And
not only that, there's a lot of factors right now in life, and it really hurt. I think we talked about this about the Zoom culture and stuff like that. Where like they're on Zoom now, they don't know what an audience reaction is, and then they get on stage now because after the pandemic, they got some work to do because it's a totally different story.
Well, what's funny is I did a Zoom show after we first got locked down. I don't know if you know Mike Essercon.
That sounds very familiar.
Yeah, he is up in Madison-ish area. He put on a Zoom show, and I made them one of the biggest paydays ever. Stand up.
Oh yeah, that was that was a ridiculous part. The companies rather pay you thousands of dollars or more to do a Zoom call in for their company than actually pay you that amount of money for a live show.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't have to pay for travel and all that stuff too. Then,
oh, that's true. Yeah,
but it was. I mean, I didn't make a lot. The most I think I ever made doing stand up was like $200, but I made like $25-30 for just sitting right here and telling jokes. Yeah. You know, for telling people that, you know, I can imagine Ed Gein on Project Runway, and they say, "Eddie, who are you wearing today?" And he's like, "Well, this is Margie from the hardware store." You know.
Oh, that's a funny bit.
It is. And that's the thing is I've been watching a lot of. Yeah, that too. Yeah, could be a bit. You never know. I would just have to get Lady Gaga's meat dress. But yeah, it's just getting weird. It's just getting really, really weird as comedy in general, and it. But I don't know. We're see
just over scrutinized.
Yep.
The eye is watching us. The
Olmec, brother eye.
Yeah. Making sure, you know, like, I don't know, it's everybody's on edge. Everybody thinks they know what they're doing.
Yep.
And like, okay.
You know, and that's the thing is like I constantly ask people if I was good at something, and that's a typical comedian thing to do, because none of us think we're good enough. That's why. No. But yeah, we continue to get up there and put ourselves out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the eternal struggle of just your insecurities versus your ego.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the ego outweighs your insecurities, but then insecurities. No. Come here.
Yeah. Why don't we have a little chat over here?
Here's a cigarette. I don't smoke. You're smoking now.
Yeah, here's why don't you just go ahead and do this here over here. But it's but I know with the show, getting back to the state of the show, I should have mentioned this too. I'm going to be promoting a lot more. and I had a nice long conversation last night with the black guy from that used to be on the show, Vic. And we were talking about this because we both came up in the music scene in the 90s and like the hardcore scene and the alternative shit. And remember when bands would have street teams?
Oh yeah.
So what we're planning to do here at the Ron Perti Show, and I'm just getting things out there in the ether. If you go to I'mUncleRon.com, you sign up for the Substack. It's free. You get updates on what's going on. I'm trying to start our own street team, so other fans of the show can go out and tell people, "Hey, look, I really dig this show. You should stop by and watch it, or you should go to this YouTube channel and watch it."
Can you I don't know, some sort of like a business card or like business card that you can, or is there just hey, here's the link that they can share the link?
Yeah, I'll just have all the links up on I'mUncleRon.com. Boom, boom, boom. And it's super easy to remember, I'mUncleRon.com. And maybe I'll set up a QR code for it. So you can always have it on your phone. You can just tell people, hey, just scan this, I'll take you right to it, kind of thing. I want to get to the point where we promote so much that people hate watch the show almost. Because they're like, I'm sick and tired of hearing about this. Let's see what's going on. Right. And then they realize, oh, wait, this is actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I burp in their ear.
Huh? Cha. Come on.
Hey, you like that? You like that? So we're working on that too. I'll keep, like I said, go to I'mUncleRon.com, sign up for the Substack. It's like I said, it's free. I don't update as much as I should, but I'm going to be working on that. It's 2024. New year, new me. God, I fucking hate that shit so much. Yeah, it's like new year, new bullet hell in my head. But so that's what's going on with that. And then so I told you about the Brett Favre wine.
Yeah.
I had a friend who, I'm still friendly with him, but he doesn't have the restaurant anymore. And he took me and another friend up to a like a food expo.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Where you go and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to buy X amount of this, X amount of that kind of thing. So we all got to try shit for free. Like, this, that, the other thing. I was still drinking at the time, but I was trying to kick it. And I was getting a little fucked up at this food expo because it was free booze. Like, try this shot. I'm like, yeah, sure, I don't care. And we get to the wine department or area section. And they're like, oh, well, you gotta try some wine. I'm like, nah, fuck hoity-toity bullshit. This ain't Sideways, And do I look like Paul Giamatti? And someone said, yes, a little bit. I'm like, fuck you, pal. I go and they're like, you gotta at least try this. It's Brett Favre wine. I'm like, Brett Favre wine? Does it come with a dick pic? It's that's what's behind it. After you finish the bottle,
colleges.
Yeah, after you drink the whole bottle of Brett Favre wine, there's a big picture of his dick on the back of the label. But I'm like, yeah, why not? So they gave me a little, like a plastic glass, and you get like this much in there to try it. I slammed it and I'm swishing it around in my mouth, and I'm like, and I just spit it right at the person who gave it to me, and it hit them all in their face, and it was the funniest thing ever. And that just tells you what I thought of Brett Favre wine. It was garbage.
What really people don't know is that what it gives it that extra texture, that kind of a saltiness to it.
Oh no!
Is they drip the sweat from Brett Favre's taint.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else. I'm okay with taint sweat. I thought you were going to talk about something else. You fucking pervert.
No, he's not coming into it. That's weird.
Yeah. Next, you're going to say he sent dick pics to cheerleaders and ripped off schools in Mississippi.
No, I'm just talking about his taint sweat. That's all.
Oh,
Nothing weird about it.
Nothing weird about taint sweat at all. Just like whenever anybody goes to visit R. Kelly in prison, they come in with a fucking an umbrella, wide open, waiting. That's my Robert.
R. Kelly and Gallagher should have went on tour together.
Oh God. And the and what? So the watermelons are filled with semen or piss rather,
Well, I mean, he'd be doing that, like,
and
but
then R. Kelly would
at
just
least,
be peeing.
yeah, at least the front row still has the tarp for the watermelon stuff. So
Exactly,
it's a
exactly.
win-win.
It is. And I'm also going to be talking to some people who have shows on Roku and stuff like that about seeing how to get the show on there. And if that happens, I don't know what the status of the online show will be.
Yeah.
If we have to go to Roku and we're on regular TV and all this kind of stuff, and we're all over the place, I don't know if the internet show is going to be happening still because we might have to watch our mouth.
True.
So we'd have to.
I mean, we all have a price, right?
Exactly, Ted DiBiase. We all do.
Yeah.
And mine is $37.50, but because that's what the OnlyFans chick said she wanted for that video of her and that other guy. Because so I can watch the woman of my dreams have sex with somebody else. You know how that works.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm,
Good.
yep.
My freedom is $1.99. Whatever that was.
With $1.05.
$1.05.
$1.05, yes.
Yeah.
And we're not sponsored by Pizza Hut, but the fact that I'm bringing this up means we should be sponsored by Pizza Hut. Look at us. Tomorrow, January 10th, it's buy one, get one free pizza.
What?
That's right.
Is that across the country?
I believe
would
so.
assume, since it is Pizza Hut.
I believe so. Now, do you guys have Little Caesars out in Idaho?
We do.
Do you guys have drive-up Little Caesars?
No.
We have a drive-up at the Little Caesars by my house.
Well, we have a place to go pick it up, but we don't have like a drive-through.
It's an actual drive-through with a real. I was like,
it'd be
what?
Be so much easier.
And there's never a line.
Yeah.
Never a line. Never a line. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Well, it's like here, yeah. I do whatever on occasion if I'm hungry and I just have a few dollars on me, and so like I'll order it ahead of time, and so I make the drive. I get there, take my time. On the time it says it's ready, they're not ready. It's like I'm the only. There's nobody. Why?
Yeah. No, I now Pizza Hut, if you'd like to sponsor us, just go ahead and get a hold of me. You can find my contact information at imuncleron.com. And
Please, Pizza Hut.
We'll even work out something where you just give us pizza.
I totally back in the day did the pizza challenge, Pizza Hut, and getting reading books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you get like you get a free personal pan pizza. I did that.
I just had grandparents that were rather wealthy, and I didn't know it.
Yeah.
When you're younger, you never know how much your parents or your grandparents are actually worth until you get older and you realize, like, oh, wait a minute, my grandparents had a lot of money because we'd always be doing this, this, and this, and my mom's broke as fuck because we're not doing this, this, and this. Yeah. And it's just hilarious to me, you know what else is hilarious to me, and we'll probably close the show out with this. Was I have a cousin who it's my mom's cousin, so she's like my second cousin. Okay. But we would always call her aunt, because why, I don't fucking know.
Because she's a lot closer than just a cousin.
Yeah, well, I would be okay with a bus hitting her at this point, but no. So she tells my mom, who's lying there dying in a bed, I'll check on the boys. I'll make sure they're okay. Last time we heard from her was September 2020. Wow. And that was at Mom's memorial. And when she showed up, she wasn't there for the memorial part. She was just there for the food. So I don't feel bad in telling this story. And if you were a longtime fan of mine, you know who Helen is. The character Helen. The one who said that they masturbated for the first time to Bogey. And went to the movie theater today to see Casablanca. What do you mean it's 73 years? Hasn't been in theaters for 73 years. So that's Helen. And Helen is based on that cousin.
Okay.
Because she went to Peru to meet a guy off the internet.
Hmm.
I have a hard time going across town to meet somebody off the internet.
Yeah.
She flew to fucking Peru, South America, and at one point tells us that she had a fucking a briefcase handcuffed to her. And that she was given something to drink and it knocked her out. And that's where Peru juice came from on Helen.
That's funny.
And every time she drinks it, she just like boom.
Yeah.
And it's in fact after this we'll
I'll tell you that story.
Yeah, I'll show you an episode of Helen before we go. For everybody who if they haven't seen it. So and this is when cell phones had roaming.
Yep.
Okay. And so we made sure to keep calling her over and over and over and over and talk to her for 10, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour. And then she comes back and she's like, why is my bill $5,000? It's like, because you're a dumb fucking bitch. That's why, And I told her, I went online and looked the guy up and like, there's nothing about him at all. And she said some guy that looked like him had sex with her down there. Look like him.
Interesting.
What?
What a lovely lady.
Yeah, she's a fucking psychopath. But let me find an episode of Helen to show before we go. And I figured out how to do the whole like share the screen thing so people can see it.
Sweet.
I'm not dumb.
You're a smart man.
I am a smart man. Playlists. It's not sketches. I think it's under Helen. Yeah, I got a full playlist for Helen. And there's 9 videos. Let's see. Helen goes South American, remote access. We'll do remote access because that one's actually really, really funny. It's fuck, we don't want that. It's about when you get those people that call you and say, "Hey, I have to remote access your computer."
Yeah.
And all that happy horse shit.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, can you see it?
Oh yeah.
Look at that. All right. So this is an episode of Helen called Remote Access. Let me know if you can hear it.
Jesus.
Hello.
Hello. My name is Sandeep, and I am calling from Windows Technical Support.
I've been canceled now.
There's a problem with your computer, and we
Oh my God! Thank you so much for calling. I can't believe it. There's something wrong with my computer. You're such a godsend. What can we do?
we are going to have to remote access your computer so I can access your files.
Oh, of course, but I have to ask you one question before we begin.
Yes, Mom.
What exactly is a computer?
Good day, Mom.
What a nice boy.
Wait for it.
Now, where's that vodka?
Where's that vodka?
Yeah. So, do you want to see another Helen?
I do.
Okay. All right. Let's Helen goes.
She's like a Jersey and a Midwest grandma wrapped into one.
Yeah. Here's Helen goes South America.
Yeah, Marty. So I was on vacation for a little weekend getaway. Okay, let me tell you, I met this man on the internet. His name is Jones. Okay, I met him, and
that was the guy's name, by the way.
And right away, I cashed in Roger's pension, and I decided to go to Peru and visit him. Yes, I know it's a long way, but listen to this. It was just so wonderful. I get there, and Jones isn't at the airport to meet me. He has these guys, and they're wearing black suits and sunglasses. Well, they take me to this warehouse, and they say I should mind my manners or bad things could happen. And I didn't know what they were talking about because I'm always on my best behavior. And they show me this warehouse that has all this lean meat hanging up from the ceiling on these hooks. It looked really good, be great for a barbecue. But the weird thing about it was there was this pile of women's shoes in the corner. I guess I just didn't get it. I didn't understand. Oh, they were designer shoes. They were lovely. No, nothing cheap about them. Nothing at all.
Not the meat.
But anyway, let me get back to my story. Okay, so then I go back to the hotel, and Jones is there, and we have a little fun, and he didn't find anything awkward about me at all. And then what happened was he hooked a set of handcuffs on me in a briefcase and said, "Don't leave the hotel room." And you know me, I'm just so nosy, so I got up to leave, and then this guy walked in and he made me drink something, and I didn't understand what it was. But they told me it was like some Peruvian juice or something. And every time I had some of this Peruvian juice or whatever they called it, I had to be by a bed because I'd pass out. Yeah, it was crazy. It was like Scarecrow and Mrs. King. I was waiting for Bruce Boxleitner to show up and save me. Oh, wow. It was ridiculous.
How's that for a reference?
Yeah.
But yeah, then I got home. And everything was fine. And, that other issue that I told you about, I went to my doctor and checked. Yeah, they said it might be cancer. Yeah. Yeah, something about, you remember how Roger liked to go around the back? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I know. Oh, well, once I know, I'll tell you. Once I know,
this
I'll
cousin
let you know.
legitimately thought she got ass cancer from anal sex.
Some of this Peruvian juice up here, so I'm going to have some of that. Okay, so I'll talk to you later, Margie. Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Boy, Margie.
We'll watch one more. The last Helen video I ever made.
That is just tasty.
And then we'll play the last one that I ever made. Up here. Hold on. It's Helen Goes to the Movies. Hold on, let me find. I don't think I added it on the playlist. But yeah. Oh, there we go. She actually thought she got rectal cancer from anal sex.
Of course, that's how you get it.
That's what I thought. So here's this. Yeah. And this is the last one I made. Now, folks, I want you to let me know, should I make more? And if you aren't subscribed to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/I'm Uncle Ron, for all sorts of this shit. There's one about her opening a daycare.
Hi, I'd like a ticket for a movie, please.
Like I'm fondling my breath.
But I want to see Casablanca. What do you mean it hasn't been in theaters for 77 years? That shouldn't mean anything. Did I ever tell you that I touched myself for the first time to bogey? I had this dream. It was me. I was in Casablanca with Rick. I had just killed Ingrid Bergman. Oh, it was a lovely dream. What do you mean I have to leave? I don't have to go anywhere. Fine. Hey, are you an Uber? What do you mean you're just an Asian boy on a bicycle? You get back here.
So there you go. That's Helen.
There should be more character stuff.
Yeah, there's the old man. I actually thought about doing like a short with Helen. Have you seen the old man and the Tinder?
Yeah.
Okay. Between them, like he finds her on Tinder.
That's funny.
And they're just going back and forth. Yeah, I thought that would be kind of funny, but yeah. So if you're not subscribed on YouTube, head over there right now. YouTube.com/I'm Uncle Ron. One of my goals this year, I put it on my vision board, is to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I'm at 659.
We can do it. Share this show.
Share this show.
We can.
Yes, we can make out with our hands. So, yeah. My bad. I do apologize. But so yeah, be sure to do that. And if you're watching on Twitch, be sure to follow. And if you're not, if you are following and you want to support the show, hitting that subscribe button. I will be back in just a few minutes with Wolfenstein. So if you're in the Twitch chat, don't go anywhere. And all that happy horse shit. So how was before we go though, how was the screening of the special?
It really, how it's hard to watch yourself on tape. And like I knew
it's hard to look at you right now, but
yeah, right, yeah. Exactly. I've hurt your eyes.
Oh my god,
they're burning.
They're burning.
But I forgot I did some changes in the lineup during the actual filming of it, and I believe it worked very well, and it had a nice little flow. And I was very happy. But it was a very like Inception type of thing because I'm watching.
At the end, was the top still rolling at the end?
Yeah, but like I'm watching it. It's filmed at the place where we're viewing it,
and
so I see myself on the stage where the screen is coming down from. I'm hearing the audience on the film, but I'm hearing the audience around me also laughing, and especially one of the comics that was there for the viewing, and I hear him laugh and him laugh again at him laughing. And but I had
it was like a Russian nesting doll of comedy.
Yeah. And but it was a validation that it worked. It worked. I'm very proud of what happened, and I can't wait to show it to the world.
Well, I can't wait to see it. I haven't even seen it.
Yeah.
And so what the fuck's going on with that?
Well, we're shopping it to Amazon and Netflix and all those places first. Just see, hey, what the hell? Who's going to pick it up? Whatever. If they don't, it's definitely going to go on YouTube.
Okay. Okay, that works.
And once that happens, things are happening.
Things are happening. God damn it. Things are happening. But awesome. Well, that's fantastic. Don't forget to follow him at Comic Nate Ford on all the socials and such. And don't forget to subscribe and follow and like and all that kind of happy horse poop here on the program.
I am UncleRon.com.
I'm UncleRon.com, yes. Yes.
Get on there. Do what he said.
Do my thing.
Get on it.
Mm-hmm.
Be one of us.
One of us. Gooble gobble, gooble gobble. Yeah. So, thank you all for being here. Thank you for sticking with us, even though we're not going to be posting audio versions anymore. We gotta do the whole TV thing because that's what we are. That's what I've always wanted to do. And that's a comedian's ultimate goal, I think.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be on the road all the time. Look at Taylor Tomlinson. She's got a show after Colbert now.
That's awesome. Good for her.
I know Craig Ferguson, I don't think he wanted to be a late night host, but he was probably happy he didn't have to keep going out on the road.
Yeah. I mean, especially because Craig Ferguson was also a recovering alcoholic too. And so on the road, temptations all around, or even if he's got it settled down, I'm sure there's always an offer after every show. Always.
Of course. But
yeah.
But we will be, and if you want to know what comic life is really like, watch that Mike Birbiglia movie, Sleepwalking, or whatever it's called. Sleepwalking with Myself or something. I forget what it's called, but watch that. It's 100% the way it is. But I thank you so much for everybody for watching, and Nate, thank you for being here as always.
Oh, I appreciate
the Jim to my Marlon Perkins, and I will see you next week. Maybe there'll be some sketches and stuff. You never know.
We're to keep you on your toes.
Yeah, that's right. Helen might come back. You never know. But stick around for a little bit, and in about 5-10 minutes, I'll be back playing Wolfenstein because Nazis deserve to die. It's the only thing you can say you think deserves to die, and no one will ever argue that.
Yeah.
So, all right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.